Hey you guys, thank you so much for watching. Today I had the pleasure of doing my really good friend's makeup. Her name is Jamie, also known as MissJ15. I'll leave her handle down below so you guys can check her out. She's also a makeup artist and she's freaking incredible. To start off with, I am using MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot as an eyeshadow base, and I'm just applying that with a Crown C457 brush. I like this brush because it deposits color nicely. It's a little bit larger and it buffs it out at the same time. So this is just basically going to hold our eyeshadow down for 15 hours. And then to set that, I'm going in with cream eyeshadow from Anastasia Beverly Hills with the MAC 239 brush, just so I don't have any patchiness in my blending later. I always like to set my base with something powdery. For my first transition shade, I'm going in with Anastasia Beverly Hills Orange Soda and the Bdellium Tools 787 brush. I love this brush, you guys. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's tapered in the center and then fluffy on the edges. So it's basically depositing color in the crease and blending it out at the same time, the edges. So it does a lot of the work for you. Now I'm going in with MAC Coral eyeshadow. This is basically a matte coral shade with the 221 brush, and I'm basically just depositing that in the crease. And then I'm taking Cork by MAC also with the same brush, and I'm putting that in the crease as well, building up that color payoff. And I'm also bringing a little bit of it on the outer half of the eyelid, just to prepare me for some darker shades that I'm going to go in with next. I'm taking MAC Deep Damson, which is a matte burgundy. It's almost like sketch, but it has no shine, with the 219. So basically the 219 I'm starting with, it's basically a pencil brush. And I'm almost drawing like that outer V, really heavy, and then going back in with the MAC 221 brush and blending it out. The key to blending, you guys, is small circles over and over and over again. So basically you're going to put that color on in the outer V, really heavy payoff, and then just keep buffing out, buffing out, buffing out. And once you get that down, your eyeshadow will look bomb forever. So yeah, just keep blending. And basically I'm just building up the color intensity. How many times do you think I can say basically? We'll see if I can try to say it never again, maybe. Oh yeah, so I'm just blending out and then adding color, blending out, adding color, blending out until I get my desired darkness. For the lid color, I went in with Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream eyeshadow with the MAC 239. I'm going to cover this with glitter, so I just use this to kind of brighten and give a nice like base color to the actual eyelid. And then I'm using Nye Liquiset. This is basically a mixing, there you go, basically. This is a mixing medium that's going to help the loose glitter that I'm about to use adhere. I'm using a loose glitter from MAC Pro that was actually discontinued. It's in the shade called Copper. I think it was discontinued. I tried looking online and I didn't see it. But I think NYX Copper glitter is a good dupe for it. I believe it's pretty similar. So I'm taking the MAC 248 brush. It's basically a flat synthetic brush that I am just throwing that glitter on top of that Liquiset. And then I'm going back in with Deep Damson in the 221 just to intensify the outer corner a little bit because I did lose a little bit of color payoff with that glitter. So just to make sure that everything was well rounded, I just went in and added a little tiny bit more color. Oh, I love glitter. And there I go with that outer corner, just basically popping a little bit more color on and intensifying. And of course, the NYC Black liquid eyeliner is my favorite eyeliner. I am doing a winged eyeliner on her, and a good trick is basically if you don't get the wing right off the bat, go in with concealer after or makeup remover. I'll show you shortly how I do that, but you just can clean up that wing and it looks super crisp. So I love this liner because it's so easy to use and it's super dark and it's super $3, so it's really affordable. I'm going in now with my concealer brush from Sephora. It's just a flat synthetic brush, and the MAC concealer palette in the shade Light. And I'm just cleaning up that corner and any excess fallout. And you can see it gives us a nice clean outer corner of our eyeshadow. It does wonders. Anytime I make a mistake, I always use that little trick. For lashes today, we're using the Makeup Shack lashes in the style Slayer. I've used these before, and I love these lashes. They're piecey. They're so full. Look how different. What a difference that made on her actual eyeshadow look. So pop on your lashes. I use the dual brush on adhesive as well. I have a lash video too that I'll link down below so you guys can see how I do it on myself. I am taking the Sigma F82 brush. It's basically just a kabuki brush with MAC Strobe Cream as our moisturizer. And I don't think I showed it, but I used Fix Plus as our primer. Oh, there we go, I did. And I'm going in now with the Loreal ProMatte foundation. This is her foundation, and she's in the shade 106. This foundation is amazing. It's actually a full coverage foundation with a super matte finish. So it's really good for oily skin, and Jamie here is a little bit more on the oily side. So we built up that product, and then any areas like where she may have a blemish, I basically just pressed the foundation into the skin versus buffed it out. So it helped give a little bit more coverage in certain areas. For concealer, of course, I'm using MAC Prolongwear Concealer. This is the shade NW20, and I'm starting off by putting that on with the MAC 242 brush. And I'm only putting that underneath the eyes pretty heavily and then down the bridge of the nose. And I'll go in with a second concealer that's not quite as dramatic. And I'm buffing out the edges with the Sigma F82 brush again. And then when I get closer to the under eye area, I go back in with the 242 because I don't want to poke anybody. You know what I mean. So just kind of buffing that in, going out, buffing it in, and then getting closer to that inner corner of the eye with the smaller brush. Prolongwear Concealer has a 15-hour wear time, so it sits so nicely on the skin. It stays really, really matte, and it's full coverage. I definitely suggest you guys check it out. It is my favorite concealer on the market by far. Now I'm taking the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Light, and I'm just further highlighting the center features of the face. So the forehead, the bridge of the nose, the cupid's bow, and the chin. This one isn't quite as bright as the Prolongwear Concealer, so I thought I would use it as a subtle highlight just to kind of act as a base for our powder. I am going in with MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in the shade Light, and the Dose of Color Setting Powder Brush. This is basically just I think my son was moving the camera a little bit. This is basically just a flat tapered brush so I can get on the inner corner of the eye nicely, center of the forehead, down the bridge of the nose. And I like to put majority of this product underneath the eye as a highlight. And I don't usually like to bake as much because I feel like it can look kind of patchy at times. But do what you do, you know, if you like baking. To further warm up the skin, I'm using MAC Give Me Sun Bronzer and the MAC 150 brush. This is just a really large, fluffy powder brush so that I can just get as much bronzer on there as possible to warm it up. Now I'm going in with MAC Sculpt Shaping Powder and the NARS E2 brush. This brush is amazing for contour. I'm using it basically where I put all of the bronzer, but I'm just further intensifying where I put it. So along the cheekbone, underneath the lip, I don't think I actually put bronzer into the lip, but I'm putting sculpting powder, and along the hairline pressed into the hair. And I'm using NARS New Order blush. It's kind of like a really pretty sparkly purple. I thought it would look so pretty to finish off this look. And I'm using the MAC 129 brush just to put it on. And for the lower lash line, I'm taking MAC Blackberry with the 221. This brush is obviously a little bit fluffier for this area. I wanted it to look a little bit more blown out, so I put that on there a little bit more heavily before I went in with a darker shade and a more condensed brush with a little bit more precision. So this one was just pretty messy, buffed out. And then I'm going back in with the MAC 219 brush in Deep Damson for a little bit more precision. But what I like about doing the transitional shade underneath first is that it does a lot of the blending work for you, so you don't have to really blend so much. You can just layer and it already looks like you blended. For the inside waterline, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Perversion eyeliner. This is a super creamy black cream pencil eyeliner, and I'm using that in the waterline. She hated me at this point, but I'm just going to take the 219 brush again and blend the two together. This step is optional. Since we did already a lot of blending, you didn't really need it, but I always like to secure the eyeliner with the shadow that's left on the brush so it helps it stay and prevents it from feathering down or transferring. For the lower lash line, I'm using MAC Extended Play Mascara. You guys know this is my favorite mascara for the lower lash line. And then I'm going in with Stripdown by MAC for her lip pencil. And she told me she likes to overdraw a little bit. So I like to overdraw majority just in the center of the lip. And keep it pretty natural on the sides just so it doesn't look so crazy. So I'm just putting that down and then taking Anastasia Beverly Hills Naked Liquid Lipstick. This is a really pretty beigey nude. So it's not too pink and it's not too peach. It's kind of beige. So I'm just filling in the remainder of the lip with that. And then highlighting with Anastasia Beverly Hills Sweets Glow Kit in the shade Butterscotch. And this is a Dose of Colors fan brush. So I'm putting that on the high points of the face, like the cheekbone, the arch of the brow, and the tip of the nose. And for brows, I'm using Tam Nova Cosmetics Brow Styling Duo Powder in the shade Blondie. And I'm using the darker of the two shades with the Anastasia Beverly Hills number 12 brush. And I'm just filling that in with the angle brush and then combing through with the spoolie. Same thing with this side, just softening up with the spoolie. She's got great eyebrows, so I didn't need to do too much. And then just in the beginning portion of her brow, I'm using the False Lash Maximizer to intensify the look of the hairs in the front. And then you can kind of see that it looks a little bit white on her. What I like to do to minimize that is just press it down with my finger, and it usually takes it away, so you're good. And then I'm finalizing that lip with MAC See-Thru Lip Gloss, and we're done. Isn't she so beautiful, you guys? Let me know what you guys think, and if you like videos like this where I'm doing makeup on someone else. And I hope you guys enjoyed this look. Let me know what you guys think and what you guys want to see next. Thank you so much again for watching. Totally like, subscribe. Just love me already. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.